Yo, YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Hudro Reacts. Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be doing a comparison video between light skin and dark skin. If you have eyes, you can see that I'm dark skinned, and I don't really treat people based on their color though. It's really truly about if you believe in souls. It depends on what you believe in, but it's really all about what's on the inside. But if I'm judging on the outside, which one do I find more attractive? I can't even generalize to say like, oh, light skins is better than dark skins or dark skins is better than light skins, because it really just depends. I done seen some dark skins that look better than light skins, some light skins that look better than dark skins, man. So I ain't, you know what I mean? You really can't just generalize and say, oh, one is just better than the other. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, we're gonna get into this video. Let me start screen recording. We're gonna get into this video, man. Let's get it.
Necessarily have a home. I'm trying to be with my people, but then it's like, oh, well, you're not really black enough.
Within the justice system, we're typically penalized more harshly than light-skinned people, just on average.
I'm just curious if you've ever been close to skin lightening, bleaching.
Yeah.
You almost did?
Yeah.
Now the self-hatred is wild though. Like, that's what it is. The self-hatred is wild.
Being labeled by my skin tone. If you agree, please step forward.
Damn.
The reason I feel like I don't like being labeled is because I don't like when people say that light-skinned women are so, oh, you're submissive, you're this, because I know ultimately what they're trying to say when they say that. It's saying something and then also not saying something really harmful.
I would not be able to focus. Bro, what? I would not be able to focus on the topic. I would not be able to focus on this. If I was there, I would not be able to focus on the discussion, bro. Like, oh my God, bro, she is gorgeous. What?
About darker skinned women, and it upsets me. Number one, don't put me in no box.
Right.
And then you put me in a box that also negatively impacts another group of women, and I don't like that.
My opinion around the whole colorism issue in general is that we're black. So I don't want to be a light-skinned black woman. I am black. I am Sabrina. I'm a black woman, and I'm my own woman, and I don't associate with the stereotypical light-skinned woman and what they do and what they portray.
Right.
So I'd rather just be considered a black woman, just like a darker-skinned black woman as well.
Do you think, in a sense like that, people can maybe think that you're saying, well, I don't see color?
So that is kind of my opinion, and it is kind of like what white people say when they don't want to be racist, I don't see color. And my own family primarily are all dark skinned.
Right.
So growing up, I didn't. I saw beautiful people, I saw my family, I saw my dark siblings, and that's just what it was.
Gotcha.
Until recently, the conversation has really come up to the point where I'm starting to ask them, like, what was your experience? And they too say that they didn't have a negative experience for real. I literally see black people, I see white people, I see Mexican people, and that's what it is for me.
Can we have the disagreeer step forward?
Girl, I'm nervous.
I would step forward on this. I definitely agree, dog. Like, I feel comfortable being labeled by my skin tone. What issue would I have with someone calling me black or black AF or anything? Like, dog, that don't bother me. It don't bother me because I love being black. That's when it do hit different when you love being black. So when you love being dark skinned, it don't even, you know what I mean, matter what they call you, because it hit different when you love yourself.
One thing to you, first off, I've dated a couple light-skinned girls. Ain't nobody said they were submissive, first off.
I've always had a passion for technology and understanding how things work.
Accelerated degrees in cybersecurity.
The reason why I didn't step forward is because dark skin, like everybody's starting to find out, the science is starting to agree. Dark skin is where it started, baby. And the reason why I think that I'm okay with being called dark skin.
What's on Brett nails? Oh, like Band-Aids or something. I thought his nails was painted. let me say, yeah, he spent some that y'all didn't even catch. He said, black people, we are the ones. Bro, we are the ones, dog. Like, we are the original people. Humanity started if you do your Googles, do your research. Humanity started with dark-skinned people. The first humans on Earth had skin color like this, like me. So, yeah, brother's on point. Let's see what he got to say.
And why I love the fact that there are light skin is because we have to realize that all of these people came from this prototype. Like, I look at these beautiful dark skinned people over here, and I always love the darkest people because they have no pimples, no nothing. It's just pure perfection.
Beautiful skin.
And excuse me, this is not an extremist view, but we all know that dark is dominant and light is recessive. And I don't think that it's a negative thing to be called dark. I think the media wants
to. 1 second. Let me look that up, bro. What does that mean? Recessive. I've never heard that word before. Recessive, a trait that is expressed only when genotype is homozygous. I don't know what that means. A trait that tends to be masked by other inherited traits, yet persists in the population among heterozygous. What does that mean? Heterozygous. Relating to or denoting heritable characteristics controlled by genes that are expressed in offspring only when inherited from both parents. When not matched by a dominant character. Okay, I see what this is. So basically, it's a trait that gets less and less through generations. Like, it's a trait that when you have a kid, when you're light skinned and you have a kid with someone, the gene is recessive, so the skin tone is going to become lighter and lighter until you're basically white. But the dark skin, if you have dark skin kids, and your kids are just going to continue to be dark unless you mix it with white. But if you mix it with dark, then you're going to get darker and darker and darker. Okay, cool.
To think that, but I don't think it's a negative thing to be called dark. We're the originals, so that's crazy.
Original people.
I acknowledge that we should not have to have these divisions and these terms. One term that illustrates that to me is brown skin. The black people who are kind of in the middle. How ridiculous does that sound when we're all variations of brown? You understand?
Right.
However, I didn't step forward because I'm not offended by being called dark skin. I will say there's a dehumanization that does occur with this labeling, like for instance, on social media. A light skin, a dark skin, that drives me insane. Now, I just wanted to address just a couple things you said. First, I want to say I'm very glad that your family members have not felt the impact of colorism. I'm so happy to hear that. I wish that was the dominant reality for dark-skinned girls. Unfortunately, it is not. We have to remember, colorism is not just social, it's systemic as well. Even if they haven't necessarily felt the way that dark skin is perceived in society, that doesn't mean that they may not one day feel that. I hope
completely
not.
Understand.
Yeah.
And that one thing I think that adds to it, though, is how you were raised. My dark-skinned siblings are my step-siblings. So my mother is light-skinned. My mother never mentioned our color. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, some parents will, like, prep you for the conversation. It was just never a conversation.
Yeah. We all got prepped. Did you guys all get prepped?
Yep.
And so that's what I'm saying. Even when I plan on having kids, I date a dark-skinned man.
Yeah.
Potentially, I can have a dark-skinned child.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go around just prepping them for the worst. I want them to just know that they're black and they're beautiful, whatever tone they come out.
I have to say, honestly, we're all black and all lives matter are the same to me. In the sense that both statements are true, but neither do anything to address the issue at hand, so they're meaningless.
All lives matter is crazy.
Yes, we're all black. However, some black people are further marginalized because they are dark-skinned. And I understand
Agreed.
what you're saying about not wanting to beat your children down with the idea of oppression, but not talking about it is not going to make it go away. My mother was extremely affirming to me as a dark-skinned little girl because she understood that if she didn't do it at home, when I get out into the world, we ain't in Kansas no more.
Completely understand. But it's also when I say we're all black, is like if we were to get pulled over tomorrow, I'm black to a white man, to a white cop. What my point is more so is that we are dividing ourselves with this conversation as well. And I don't want that for us. I want us to just be on the same page, because that way we can move forward in life.
My immediate reaction was no, solely because like I am a light-skinned person, you know what I'm saying? But then you kind of brought up how like what's tied to it are the stereotypes that come with being a light-skinned person or a dark-skinned person.
Right.
And those can be detrimental to a light-skinned person or a dark-skinned person.
Yeah, right.
Do you believe that those stereotypes are majority true though?
Whether they're true or not is kind of irrelevant. The fact that they're detrimental to people, I think that's the problem itself.
So when I first heard the prompt, I think when I was younger and I was growing,
I would have snapped on him. He called this shit irrelevant. They're going to exist. Stereotypes are going to exist. Like she said earlier, not talking about it isn't going to make it go away. Stereotypes exist. Do they exist for a reason? Who knows? That's the question. Who knows? Why do stereotypes exist? That is the better question. Why? You know what I mean? Because if you really think about it, why do stereotypes exist? Like, where do they come from? How do they come about? And how does everyone think the same? How does everyone automatically think, oh shit, 5 black guys standing on the corner right there, I bet not cross that corner? That's a stereotype, right? Because they could just be sitting there chilling. But in your mind, you know you're not going over there. You're not going over there. You know what I mean? You know. And in everyone's mind, everyone knows not to go over there. Whole time they just chilling. They not going to do nothing to you. But you're so scared. That's a stereotype. That is crazy. But yeah, like this light-skinned dude just said, I mean, he can say that stereotypes are irrelevant, but bro, why do they exist? Like, they exist. We have to admit that stereotypes exist. Why do they exist? Is the question. Let's get back to the video.
Like being dark skinned was something I would like try to run away from because of the negativity surrounding that term. But like as I grow up now and I'm like living in a time where I see like models like Anouk Yai and like all these people looking up to them.
And you flawless, girl. Don't talk about them. Look at your skin, girl. Where the light coming from?
And like being more confident in myself. Man, I'm like, yeah, I'm dark skinned. What about it? I also like.
She is fishing for attention, dog. Like I just feel like she is fishing for compliments. Like, I hate when people be that person in the group like, oh, I'm not that beautiful. Like, they're looking for people to, you know what I mean, big them up. Like, bro, you what?
Because I think when it comes to the Black community, we're not a monolith, so I think it is good to like display that we are a diverse group, even though we are pretty large. On the other side, I do see how people nitpick a bit too much and pay like way too much attention to the details. So sometimes I'm like, no, I'm just Black.
I'm really interested in this conversation, but for me, my perspective is totally different. I was born in Africa, Ghana. And so the west part, many of us are dark. Then you get to north, they're light. You get to the east and west, many shades.
He is not Black.
I never knew there was
African.
such thing as colorism till I came to the United States. It's just like you said, you're gonna be Black at the end. It does not matter when it goes down.
You're Black.
Especially in this country.
Exactly. It doesn't. You could be the lightest one sitting out of here, but you're Black when it comes down to it. That's it.
I have experienced colorism from within the community.
Absolutely, I have experienced colorism. Oh my God, bro! Growing up, my brother's light skinned. He looked just like me, but he's light skinned. But growing up, he would always be like, "Man, shut your Black ass up, man. You Black as fuck." He'd be like, "Man, we go outside, man. The only thing I can see is your eyeballs and your teeth." If you go outside at nighttime, the only thing I can see is that's hilarious. Like, but light-skinned women, like when I used to go to school, oh my God, bro. Like, I've had light-skinned girlfriends. I haven't really experienced. Oh yeah, there's definitely some colorism, like within the Black community. Within the Black community, because you're gonna hear it from your light-skinned cousins. You're gonna hear it at school. You're gonna hear it at work. Like, you're gonna hear them say little slick shit about you being Black. And then like you'll see, like they think almost light-skinned people, they think almost like white people, like in a way, because they're scared of you, like because you're black. Light-skinned people are scared of you because you're black, just like white people are scared of you because you're black. Light-skinned people, they think the same way, but they don't say it because they be like, oh, I'm black too. So they try to play it like, oh, I'm black too, but really light-skinned people be scared of dark-skinned people, just like white people. Just like white people. But you know what's even funnier? Even dark-skinned people be scared of other dark-skinned people, bro. Like, dark-skinned, being black is just a vicious trait, dog. Like, the blacker you are, the scarier. Why is that? The blacker you are, the scarier you are. That's hilarious, dog. All right, let's get to the video.
There's kind of like this opinion that light-skinned people can't experience colorism. Dating my current boyfriend, this is a dark-skinned family. I was whitewashed immediately. I was bougie immediately. I was uppity immediately. And this is before getting to know me.
I think it was 2nd grade. I vividly remember I was on the playground and this guy had told me, like, your skin is blacker than dog skin. And that was the first time
that was kind of dark. Why she say that?
So I am different from everyone. Most of the comments I got about my color were almost always people within the black community, but then on top of that, it was always boys. Sure, some girls maybe from time to time, but it was usually always black guys, and that always confused me because I'm like, you probably have a mom or a sister who looks like me. Like, how could you say that?
I relate to your story so much. Both
what you know about misandry? It do hit different when she a misandrist a little bit.
But my 2 brothers and sister are light because their mom is from Kenya. Their whole life was so different than mine, and I noticed in America, when we came, everyone was befriending my brother. But when, we'd have to be in circles and they'd have to hold our hands. This is 2nd grade. All the kids would hold me like this with their finger and then wipe themselves off. And all those names, they would come in and just, say the worst things to me. And I'm in 2nd grade wondering, what's going on? Why doesn't my brother get any of this? I was just so confused because, like you said, my whole head is, I'm thinking, wow, all of you guys, if you go back to our continent, you really look like us. What is this? I was extremely confused in the black population. And, I had to say for years, I really disliked African Americans. Not my cup of
listen,
tea.
Man.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Yeah. I'm so glad he said it. I'm so glad he said it. I'm so glad he said it. You wanna know why I'm glad he said it? Because that's the truth. That's the truth. Chinese people, listen, he's African. He just said it. He's African and he just said it. He has a dislike for African American people. And everyone, look at the woman. Look at Hannah. Look at her. She's smiling. Everybody's smiling. Everybody agrees. There is this common thing. Chinese people in America can go back to China and be loved. Everyone can go back to their continent or their country. White people can go back to Europe or wherever the people are from. When you come to America, you can go back to your country and be loved. When you're a black American, this is all you have. There's nowhere you can go and be loved. We have no homeland. The Africans hate us. He just said it himself. Nowhere we go are we loved. That's why we love each other here so much. Because nowhere in the world are we going to go and be loved.
I think
we hate ourselves.
No, we don't. You hate yourself. I love myself, and I love all my fellow black people.
Kind of divide between Africans and African Americans, but then with most of the bullying that I went through being perpetrated by African Americans, I just really started to dislike them, and I was like, I don't want to be in their spaces. I don't care.
Yes, you need to get away.
This is why I'm here, because you guys are educating me. I didn't know that it was African Americans that was talking shit. So it's
the ones you're around. That's not necessarily. Yeah, the ones you're
around. Also, some parents are
and that's what I was gonna say too, because you guys are mentioning you guys are in 2nd grade and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, even my niece already is like, I want straight hair. And it's like, where are you getting this from? Like,
but she's looking at you, though. I was going to say that about the
well, I mean.
Yeah.
You look good, girl. I became aware of colorism during childhood, early childhood.
Right. How do y'all feel about women with men
second
names?
grade running around the playground? They had a chant. If you're black, stay back. If you're brown, stay around. If you're light, you're just right. I remember hearing that song on the playground from me being 6, 7 years old. I knew, okay, I don't have a problem with my skin tone, but society does.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, where do they even get that from? Like the parents, like where are they getting this from?
That's why. Yes, of course. So I have a sister, and she's your guys' beautiful complexion. And I remember when we were younger, we would put our arms together, and I go, "Ha, I'm gonna make it." And this is when I was a lot lighter too.
No problem too. No, I'm just kidding.
I was. But I'm gonna fast forward again. I'm out in Europe doing my thing, music or whatever, and I go to my sister and I'm like, Z, I'm sorry. I don't know. It just came out. I was like, Z, I'm always sorry that I did this, and I'm sorry that I never told you were beautiful. I'm your brother. I need you here. Don't leave me. I'm going crazy. And at that moment, I realized I'm free from this colorism thing.
The interesting thing about it is that in my own family, there are varying shades. I noticed how sometimes that my brother, who is a little bit darker, would get treated versus how I might get treated. But then I also sometimes notice how my younger brother, who is a little bit more lighter skinned, would get treated compared to me or my older sister or whatever. There were girls that I liked, beautiful black girls growing up that I liked, that were like, oh, well, you know, you're not maybe like as dark, you're not like that dude. Or people would look at you and be like, oh, you got all this education, yeah, you're just a white kid. You don't talk like a black kid. I'm like, what does that even mean?
What does that mean?
Because all of us are wanting to get opportunities to be more educated so we can do bigger things in the world. We should be aiming for that. So when I would get made fun of sometimes, some of the black girls I'd be trying to talk to, those experiences were even kind of turning me against my own people. You know what I mean? And so being light-skinned in that sense, sometimes you feel like you don't necessarily have a home because you're like, okay, I'm not trying to be white, but I got white people kind of like relating to me and giving me a little pat on the back. But then I'm trying to be with my people, but then it's like, oh, well, you're not really black enough.
All right, can we have the disagree step forward?
We are stressing that lady out. Put us out of here.
Keep all of us fist better.
Out of here.
I don't feel like light-skinned people experience colorism. However, I do feel like their experiences that light-skinned people can have that are negative. Because I've had people tell me, oh, you know, you're not black, you damn near white. It bothers me, but that's all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. I'm not gonna say y'all are being colorist toward me because y'all are talking about my skin. It is annoying, but it's like, I feel like that's insulting for me to say, well, this is reverse colorism. Because none of anything that I will ever go through will ever touch what I know y'all have gone through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can I just cut in really quick? Yeah. I'm not gonna say it's like offensive, it's just a bit reductive. You understand? Y'all gonna make me be the insufferable woke
No. Say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say.
I know we talked about earlier the opinion that light-skinned people don't experience colorism. For me, that's not an opinion. Right. And I don't want it to be where light-skinned people can never share their experiences, especially when it comes to the invalidation of blackness. You understand? I claim y'all. Y'all are just as black as I am.
I
so
disagree.
You should have the space to discuss these experiences.
Light-skinned people, if you are light-skinned people, you are not as black as I am in skin tone.
Especially if they traumatized you. I just want to say your experience doesn't have to be colorism to be valid.
I'm probably just going to pair it off of you two because I agree with you wholeheartedly, but I view isms the same. Like just how there is no reverse racism, there is no reverse colorism. Like we don't experience colorism. We experience prejudice based off of our skin color, but it's not the same thing.
Or resentment relating to color.
Right. Yeah.
I think
I agree with that. That's my experience, because that's why I was saying earlier that I know that colorism can't necessarily be placed on
separate the conversation. Like all related.
Like I said,
just to clarify, and I understand where you're coming from. For me, I'm not talking about it in the sense of I'm going to experience the same level of disadvantage.
Fair.
I think a lot of light-skinned people, our experiences are more internal. It has to do with identity. It has to do with feeling like we have a space within the community when it comes to these issues. Because I do feel like we're locked in when it comes to stuff where we're going that way.
Yeah.
Right? But then sometimes as we start stepping back a little bit closer to home,
you ain't never lied.
We begin to be like, oh, wait a minute, are you really one of us? Are you really with? And then it becomes negative. So that can impact how we stand together as a unified front. That's kind of more my point.
And I honor that.
Hey, before we continue the discussion, I have a quick question for you. Are you keeping yourself safe online? These days, it's so easy for hackers and data miners to use your private info against you. Stay with me. Private bits encryption. Surfshark is encryption between your. Won't miss your favorite.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I thought I'd get a.
It has not been by much.
I have
benefited from colorism.
Yes, let me tell you how I have benefited from colorism. There's women who fuck with me just because of my skin color. They find me attractive because of my skin color. There's also women who don't like me because of my skin color, but there's more women who like me just because of my skin color. Like, and I'm a taller male, so when I walk, some people look at me and see me. Like, I catch attention pretty quick. Yeah, so I benefit in that when it comes to mating. There are benefits and there's pros and cons though, like just like there's everything. But I would say colorism, I would say I've benefited more than I've taken a loss, just because even in outside spaces, like people are less likely to bother me because they're scared of me. People are less likely to try to attack me or argue with me, or just because, I look more dangerous because I'm of a darker skin color. So it's keeping me safe in that aspect. So yeah, as far as mating, as far as just keeping me safe, I do believe my image has benefited me more than it has taken away from me. But let's see who agrees and who disagrees. Damn.
I can say the way I've benefited from it has not been by much, but has been an extravagant way. Number one, I've been to places that you would consider the hood, and nobody ever messes with me. And I've come to find out that it's like, even in Mexican neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, everything, it's more of an interest. Like, you're not from around here. And I'll make my accent even a little thicker. The second part of the benefiting from it is I look very, very, very different. And coming into California, I was at a bookstore and I was casted by a producer to be in national commercials and TV just because I was very dark. They approached me and just said, wow, where are you from? You have a very unique look. You know, I feel like the benefit for me is that there's more of a harder shell. You don't really know what to think. When you see a person as dark as me, you know, is he wild, is he crazy, or is he just chill?
Right.
Yeah.
It almost feels like sometimes the benefits of it don't really feel like benefits in a sense, because they come almost with their own kind of tiered disadvantages, right? So if, you know, at being a light-skinned man, right, my mom is Caribbean. My mom's from the Bahamas, and my dad is Creole from New Orleans. My dad is like really light-skinned, and my mom is like more dark, kind of somewhere in the middle. Being a Caribbean American, it's kind of weird in the sense because you have people looking at you being like, oh, okay, like, you look a little bit different. You got more of an exotic look, as some people might say. In that benefit, that doesn't really feel like a benefit to me, because I see how my other brothers and sisters are being treated that are dark skinned or might be a little darker than me. So I don't really see that as an advantage.
Do you believe colorism affects us more within our community or with the outside of our community?
A lot of
questions. To be quite honest with you, I think in some ways it does affect us a little bit more inside of the community.
Inside of our community, you think so?
I can say not in terms of economics, not in terms of opportunity per se. I think that's more outside. I'm just talking about the way we see each other.
The way we
treat each other.
That's crazy.
The way
I've been
we
to black
converse
communities
with each
and
other.
I don't see the whole, it might be a passing joke every now and again, like, oh bro, your shoes are whack, you know, oh, you're light skinned, but it's not like a thing where it's oppressing us.
There's a lot of, especially in the conversations, for example, light skin. There's an aspect of our masculinity that gets questioned when it comes to whether it's being tough, being more emotional. Like, society and culture shows black men to be, you gotta be tough.
He's spitting. Y'all light-skinned boys do be on that How they say light skin? He's spinning right now because they do question the toughness of light skins. And I'm going to be honest. There's no, like, when I walk past a light skin, oh, shoot. When I walk past a light skin, if I walking past dude with the glasses, there's no fear. You know what I mean? Like, you know how there's some dudes, like, you just analyze them and you say, okay, I gotta get right. You know what's crazy? I'm preparing myself mentally. If I'm fighting a white dude, I'm preparing myself mentally more. Versus if I feel like a white dude would be tougher than the light-skinned dude. Even though it don't have nothing to do, toughness don't have nothing to do with your skin color. Like, white, I look at white as more dominant than light skin. Like, bro, because if you're like a solid, I don't know, bro. Like, I just feel like if you're a solid color, then you just kind of have like a different experience than if you're in the middle, like these people are. But light skinned people, oh, I don't know, dude. Like, I ain't gonna count. They do get, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They get different privilege.
Be strong. That's what you're seeing in music videos.
Dark-skinned black men.
Right,
normally.
exactly. That's what you're seeing more in culture being presented to you. This is like what blackness looks like, right? For the most part. So then now, people be pulling your card all the time, trying to see if you're really about it. They be trying to see, oh, you're gonna be soft. And that happens inside of our community.
I would say I benefited because my previous job to what I'm working now, we had a darker skinned woman and myself, and the darker skinned woman quit. And then I was literally late to work about 2 hours for about 2 years, and I never got fired. And I know it's because the one black person quit, the other one is still here. We can't just fire our last black person.
Wow.
Shit.
So I know I benefited from that, just being black, because I was, once again, a diversity number, and it's gonna look bad on the company if you fire your last black person.
That's true.
I remember I was in 6th grade, and there was one of the black kids, because I grew up in Arcadia, California. It's predominantly Asian and white. For some reason, I'm not gonna tell the teacher's name because she's probably dead by now, and I don't want to.
Damn, that's crazy.
She like just constantly picked on him, like constantly, just going out of her way to pick on him. And she didn't pick on me the way she picked on him. Even as young as 6th grade, I realized like there's a difference in how you're treated based on your skin color.
When I was younger, I didn't realize that the privilege was there because the conversation of colorism never happened in my home. There was okay, well, I don't know it exists. I don't experience it. Ain't nobody talking about it. And so I didn't know.
Right.
And so it's like as I became more socially aware and I actually seen what the reality of it is, it's like, it's not just mean and nasty remarks. Within the system, it is
being
life or death.
Teacher being nice.
It can literally go from somebody just saying something nasty, something colorless to treating a lighter skinned person better
like,
to
it's not even her
a darker skinned
like,
person dying. And I know good and goddamn well, I experience a privilege and I know that it's there. So, you know, that's how I feel about it.
So, yeah, interesting hearing you say that because, you know, in West Africa, most of y'all may know that there's a big problem with skin lightening. We're seeing it across the continents. You know, now they're having to fight it, make it illegal, but it's becoming so much that people are saying, well, I'm not gonna get any type of opportunity unless I'm a little bit lighter.
Right.
Wow.
And to think that you have to go to that point to feel that you'll get an opportunity.
It's survival though. They see it and they're trying to survive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, what?
The experience of like being the only dark-skinned person in my school like was just horrible. And being Senegalese, although like in Africa, it's like you're not experiencing the racism you do here because everyone's black. I did notice there was an issue with skin lightening. Like I knew my aunts who had products, my cousins, like it's very rampant there.
Were you ever close? I'm just curious if you've ever been close to skin lightening, bleaching.
Yeah.
You almost did?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're gorgeous. You gotta get now. Your skin at all. You better figure it out. What a twisted thing. Like the sun was made for you. Like the greatest source of life was made for you, and because of media, we allow ourselves. Well, that's a trip to me. Go ahead.
Have I ever benefited from colorism? Of course not. It's designed for me not to benefit from it. I also found it interesting that the two dark-skinned black men stepped forward for benefiting and we stayed behind, because research actually does reflect that, at least socially, dark-skinned women do face deeper implications of colorism. So when I saw them step forward and not us, I was like, okay, that's familiar to me.
The only reason that us as black men stepped forward, especially me being from America, is because, yeah, we get more opportunities in the film and the music and all that, but then what are they putting? They're putting a gun in our hand, or they're putting us in a dress, or they're not, show me a positive example that you have of a brother that looks like me on the screen. All I'm saying is that opportunity that we have, it's an illusion of opportunity. So when you say that the statistics say that black women actually suffer more from colorism, I don't believe that that's true.
That's not what I said. Actually, what I said, the social implications are deeper. I did not say that dark skin, you don't have to believe it. There are research.
It's not, because you can find positive. You can find, lastly, you can find positive images of black women on television.
Oh, of course.
You cannot of black men.
I understand there's an illusion of opportunity, because even how you said, like when you walk into the hood, you're safe. That's based on the perception of you being aggressive as a dark-skinned man. That can quickly flip. For instance, within the justice system, we're typically penalized more harshly than light-skinned people, just on average. So I would never deny the experiences of colorism for dark-skinned men. The implications are just deeper. Socially, and beauty standards especially, typically do affect women more harshly. So I just wanted to be very, very clear about that. And the last thing is, there's a lot of I feel.
Socially, I feel like that's false, just because I feel like nowadays in 2024, if you're a woman, first of all, you're up, because everyone, you know what I mean, if you're a woman, like, the world automatically just loves you. That's number one. Number two, if you're a dark-skinned woman, especially after Black Lives Matter, you're up. Socially, everyone loves you, as long as you're not like an asshole or just a stinker to be around. If you're a black woman, everyone is going to automatically love you, because you have the two factors that everyone is attracted to. You're a woman and you're black. Everyone is attracted to one or two of those things. Everyone in the world is attracted to one of those two things. You're a woman and you're black. Everyone is attracted to one of two of those two things, and you have both. So as long as you're not a doo-doo person to be around, as long as you're not a drag, everyone is automatically going to love you just off your image, just off of your existence. So I disagree
didn't feel
with what
this in my experience. So this system doesn't exist. This oppression doesn't exist, and I want to be careful of that.
She feels like that. These two women feel like that. It is not because of your skin color. You feel like socially people look at you less because of you. If you think it's because of your skin color, no, it's not because of your skin color. It's because both of y'all need to get in the gym. It's not because both of y'all are pretty girls. And it's not like, what? Both of y'all just need to get in the gym, and maybe you'll look better. Maybe you will look better. And it's not because of your skin color as to why socially you aren't getting what you think you want or whatever it is you think you should be at. Like, what? Bro, this video's
lived experience is not enough. We gotta go to data. And some facts data support, and some facts data does not.
The entertainment industry prefers light-skinned black people.
Hi, we're Charity Water. If we lost you at Charity, we get it.
The entertainment, I'm gonna just speak on the topics, and then we can go from there. Entertainment industry, light-skinned people.
Statistically, like,
I disagree. I feel like the industry prefers an image, whether you're light-skinned or
dark-skinned black men.
Allowed.
Hold up.
We can't get past that. We can't go without.
Yeah. Let me skip this, bro. What's the next one?
Straight one.
People take me more seriously when I alter my hair. This is more for girls.
Alter my
because I feel like no matter what, I get the same. I hope my kids are the same. Yes, absolutely.
Such a lonely.
My son is a little bit lighter than me, a little bit darker than me. No, he's a little bit lighter than me. Colorism is one of the
when I think of this topic, I immediately go to like caste systems. So like when I think of like
India, it is where you are mentally. All right, and that's it for this video, man. I think with this group of people that run the world, whoever they may be, the elite, I do believe there's a group of people that run the world. But I feel like it's not so much of these people consist of one skin color. These people who run the world, this group of elite people, it's a bunch of people who mentally are in a space of power, control, and dominance. It's not necessarily a group of people who are focused on skin tone, because if you focus on skin tone, you aren't seeing the entire picture. So I feel like, yeah, that's what the determining factors of the power structure. Like, yeah, dude, you just gotta have that mindset. It's not necessarily about what skin color you are. But anyways, that's it for this video, man. I appreciate y'all watching. Let me know what you think. If you disagree, if you agree, if you like something I said, if you don't like something I said, let me know in the comments. And yeah, appreciate y'all for watching. Let's get at it.